What's up, everyone? This is James Hernandez. How's everybody doing today? Hope you're all doing good and hope you guys are having a great week. And welcome to a brand new video. And for today, I'm going to be doing another anime themed video review. And today, I'm going to be reviewing the second season of the anime, which I did review like last year or 2 years ago. And that is the second season of Space Dandy. That's right. So you guys have been waiting for me to review Space Dandy ever since I already did the first season of the show. So let's talk about the second season. So if you have know what Space Dandy is about, and if you have seen my review for the first season, it's literally about Space Dandy along with his crew, Meow and QT. They go on adventures in outer space and they hunt down aliens and they encounter aliens. Some of them are really friendly and some are not. And then Dandy always goes to his favorite restaurant, which is kind of like Hooters, but in outer space in an anime universe. And that's really about it. So let's first talk about the animation really quick because I know in the first season of the show I did say that I really praise the animators for making the animation really beautiful. But the one thing I didn't mention on my season one review is that you guys are wondering like who actually animates this anime, and it turns out that it was animated by Bones. Now Bones is the studio that actually did other shows like Eureka 7, My Hero Academia, Mob Psycho 100, and many other animes that the studio has made. I have seen the first season of My Hero Academia. I heard there's an eighth season that is coming this October, which I heard is going to be like the final season of the anime. I'm not sure if the manga is going to still keep going, but as for the anime, it's actually going to be the final season of the My Hero Academia show. And I haven't seen Mob Psycho 100 yet. I have been requested to watch it, but I'm going to check it out really soon. But anyways, let's talk about let's get back to Space Dandy. So let's start with the first episode in this season. So the first episode begins with Dandy and his crew are chilling in the Aloha Oi, and then Dandy discovers that he has like this really string that is like attached to his hair. And then when he was like pulling the string so many times, it turns out that he, Meow, and QT were transported into a different universe. And then they encounter another version of Dandy, Meow, and QT. And then there's like so many other different versions of Dandy, Meow, and QT when they go from like one universe to another. And it just really kind of really does give me in like vibes of like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, where there's like multiple Dandies throughout the multiverse. And there's like a lot of them. There was a blue-haired Dandy. There was a Dandy where he turns out to be a girl. There was also a triangle Dandy. There was a robot Dandy. There was a ninja Dandy. There was also a depressed Dandy, which he was like really emo, and he basically just got into a really deep depression. And there's like so many other versions of like Meow and QTs as well, which is really insane. And I was like, is this really kind of like the Space Dandy version of like Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse? Because there's like a lot of like Dandies, Meows, and QTs that the real Dandy, Meow, and QT has encountered the more times that they pull the string that is attached to Dandy's head. And even like next to Meow and QT, which is really strange. So that episode was really cool. I actually really do enjoy that episode. Now speaking of episodes, I wanted to like take a look at the list of what episodes they have. So one of my other favorite episodes of the show is called "The Transfer Student is Dandy Baby," and that episode is where Dandy, Meow, and QT went to this planet where there was like, oh, excuse me, like like a high school setup, and then when he goes there, he has to like pass all the tests in high school because he has to graduate. And then a lot of the students and alien students in that school are like graduating like really quick, and it was only like I don't know, it was like a few days or it was like a few weeks or so when they just got to the school, which I find it funny. And what I really love about that high school episode is the musical score that really kind of really does remind me of like a bit like High School Musical, but instead of like the basketball setup and like like a classroom setup, it has like sort of like an assembly concert, and they have this they played this song called All Is All, and I'm not gonna lie, the song is actually really catchy. And when when the episode shows the shot of Dandy and the shy girl that he is dating, he they dance, and the animation and the music is beautiful, and the song is actually really catchy. Like every time I listened to that song when I was watching the episode, I actually wanted to like dance and I wanted to like sing along because I thought the lyrics is very well sang, and the animation is just gorgeous to look at. I have to give the animators credit for making the animation just as beautiful as it was in the first season. So yeah, I actually really love the song behind it. I thought the lyrics was beautiful. The animation is gorgeous, and like it's just like a really cool really beautiful episode. Now the other episode I wanted to talk about is Rock and Roll Dandy Baby. That episode is amazing in my opinion. And the reason why I think it's amazing is because it's a concert episode where Dandy, Meow, and QT met this guy. I think his name is Johnny. And then they made a deal that they had to like perform in the concert. And the song was fantastic. Just like the high school episode, the music in the concert was just fantastic, and the colors and the setup of a concert just looks gorgeous, looks so beautiful. And the song is also really catchy where it really makes me like like want to dance. And then it was just like such a catchy song that it reminds me of like of this concert anime film that I saw this year called Colorful Stage the movie. And that movie was actually one of my favorites. And even though I do saw it in Japanese, it hasn't got the English dub release, which I'm not sure if they're going to have like an English dub release of that movie or not. But this episode of Space Dandy just reminds me of a colorful stage because it's really cool to see like a musical episode of the anime, because basically like when people think of like musicals, they mostly think of like Broadway musicals or even like some from like Disney, because Disney has been like making like every of their animated films wants to be like a musical number when they have the songs. But in this show, Space Dandy, it really has like a really very cool atmospheric music, and it really makes you feel like pumped up. Well, okay, not extremely pumped up. That's the wrong word, but it's like it makes you like want to like dance along, and it really makes you wish that this concert was real. And even I was watching the episode, and I was like, I wish this was like a really real concert because it just looks so fantastic. It's just so amazing, and the lyrics that Dandy was singing about was really awesome. And the Dandy, Meow, QT, and Johnny did a great job of like performing in the concert. I thought it was beyond fantastic in my opinion. So yeah, that is also one of my favorite episodes in the second season. Now the other episodes I wanted to talk about is Lovers Are Trendy Baby. Now in that episode is where Scarlet wants to date Dandy, and then they go into like different like planet globes, I guess, when they're like on a date. One is where is in the winter where they go skiing, and it was cool. Like it really does give me like bit like Christmas vibes, because it does feel like a Christmas theme episode, even though it has nothing to do with Christmas. But it really looks like you really want to watch it throughout the holidays. And then they also went to the beach, and when they went to the beach, it was really funny because of when Scarlett was just suntanning at the beach, and then she actually was buried by Dandy because Dandy was like was too focused on like flirting with the other girl, despite that he's like dating Scarlet. And then Scarlet got pissed off, and then she was like starting to chase after Danny in the beach. And when she chases him and then Danny feels scared was just hilarious. I was actually was laughing. And then everyone, like all the aliens at the beach, just like watches Danny and Scarlet running together, and they were just like, "Oh, would you look at this? This is like so romantic." But then like when the scene goes to like Scarlet was continuing to chase Dandy, she is about to kill him because of like Dandy is really like not like focusing on dating her, because like he was like too focused on like trying to flirt with the other girls, because Dandy is like he fancies himself as a ladies man. He's kind of like the Johnny Bravo of the anime universe, which I actually have to agree, because as I was like watching the show, like either the first two seasons, it really does show that that Dandy is the Johnny Bravo of the show, so of mostly in the anime universe. So yeah, I actually thought that episode was really nice when Scarlet and Dandy decided to, to date each other, and it was really nice, and it does have some really funny moments when, like I said, like when Scarlet was chasing Dandy around the beach, when Dandy is not really paying attention to dating her, and he was like flirting with another girl at the beach. And yeah. All right, so let's talk about like the final episode of the show. Now, it turns out that, remember like in the first season I said that Dr. Gel is the main antagonist of the show, where he's going after Danny, wants to capture him. Well, it turns out that his side henchman, Bia, actually turns his back on Dr. Gel, and he just betrayed him just by shooting him with a gun that he has in his pocket the whole time. And that, I was just like, whoa, bro, what the hell? And it was like so weird, and it just came out of nowhere. And it was just like, okay, so technically, you would think that Dr. Joe was going to be the main bad guy, but it turns out that he really is not. He's not, because at this point, Bia actually betrays him, and then he decides to go crazy, and then he just wants to like take over the world, like when Dandy was like held captive. And then Meow, Cutie, Honey, and Scarlet go to the rescue to save Dandy's life, and they did. And then when Dandy decided that he is going to stop Bia and save the universe alone, everyone like says, "Oh, come on, Dandy, you can't do that. Like, that's crazy stuff." And then Honey thinks that Space Dandy was gonna die, but Dandy says that he's not, and he was like, "Don't worry about me, babies. I'm gonna be okay. I got this. You don't have to worry about me." So he goes into space, and then he actually like there's like some really like weird like imagery, with the colors is just like all over the place when Dandy is about to save the galaxy. And then there was like after he just like defeated like this there's like this long body like red dragon that just kind of reminds me of like Shenron from Dragon Ball Z, and he saves the world. And then like there was this white this white bright light, and then it just like wipes everybody out. Like, it really kind of gives me like a bit like Avengers Infinity War vibes, like when Thanos like snaps his fingers and then everyone turns into dust. It's kind of like that, but what Dandy did was very heroic. And then the way how the episode ends really makes me raise questions. I was like, not only I was like, wait, what's happening? Like, what just happened? But also, it just got like transported to like all the way to the beginning, like where the very first episode of the show ended. Well, not ended, like began. Sorry. Yeah, like when the first episode began, and I was like, wait, what just happened? Like, did it just like did they actually start over and then we're gonna all the way back into the beginning? What? But yeah, like, and then like that's like the end of the show, and that's basically the end of the series. So yeah, but yeah, overall, guys, I thought Space Dandy season two is a really good season, and the show on a whole is just fantastic. And I really wish that there was like another season of Space Dandy, but unfortunately, this is actually the final season of the show, and we haven't heard any much of like Space Dandy related media, unfortunately, because I heard this anime didn't really get that much praise as it deserves, which I do think that Space Dandy is a really good show, and I agree with many people by saying that this show was a masterpiece, which I do think it's a masterpiece of an anime, and I think Space Dandy is ultimately underrated. And I actually recommend this show to everyone who likes outer space like adventure show animes. And if you really like an anime that is pretty much like a cross between Cowboy Bebop and Guardians of the Galaxy, like I said in my first season, then this is a show that I actually recommend this to every anime fans, especially if you like comedy, outer space adventures, encountering aliens, and then like Danny's not really like taking himself too seriously, then this is the show that you should definitely watch. And yeah, and much like with the first season, I do enjoy the animation. I like the main characters. I enjoy the episodes. The episodes in this show are great, and it's got really good comedy. There was like moments where it was just hilarious. Two episodes, the high school episode and the concert episodes, are like one of my favorites. And I also really do like the beginning of the beginning of the episode in this season where Dandy encounters like other versions of himself, which I'm like, I think this episode should have been called like Space Dandy into the Dandyverse, kind of like Spider-Man into and across the Spider-Verse, which is really cool. So yeah, guys, so overall, Space Dandy season 2. If you're a fan of the first season, give the second season a watch. I actually recommend this to every anime fans, and if you really love the first season, definitely check out the second season. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give Space Dandy Season 2 a 8 out of 10. I give the first one a 9. I'm going to give the second season an 8. I think it's a very good show. I wish there was like an explanation of like what just happened at the end of the series. And I would have liked to see like Space Dandy return like again. Like maybe they should do like at least one more season, or if they make like a Space Dandy movie as an animated movie, I think that would be really cool because I felt like Space Dandy really does deserve the attention and the love it deserves, in my opinion. So overall, so yeah, so folks, that is my review for Space Dandy season 2. Now I want to hear from you guys. Have you guys watched Space Dandy season 2? If so, what did you guys think of it? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you guys are new here, feel free to subscribe to my channel, hit that like button, and to turn on notifications when I make future videos. And stay tuned that the next anime I'm going to be reviewing is Dragon Ball Z Battle of the Gods. And after that, I'm going to be doing some horror movie review videos since Halloween is going to be approaching and the Spirit Halloween stores are start beginning to open. So I'm going to be doing some horror movie review videos after when I do my review for Dragon Ball Z Battle of the Gods. And yeah, and all those kind of stuff. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy my review for Space Dandy Season 2. Hope you guys had a good day, and take care of yourselves.